Welcome to 3000 Days in Hardcore. This is my very first world tour video, so it's going to be a little bit scuffed, but you guys just have to bear with me because I absolutely love this world and I would love for you guys to stick around and see as much of it as you possibly can. We're starting off the same as every great Minecraft journey in history, a hole in the ground. This right here is my very first base. You can see that it's a little bit bare, but at its core it's cozy. It has a nice little campfire and a crafting table, and that's all you really need for 3,500 days, and I've not even reached that yet. But I decided that I wanted a bit more, so I made a starter village by the name of Coraco Village. And this right here is the first house that I built in this world in October 2021. Now, I've got a couple of pets here, blue passport because memes, and this is my first bed, and this is my first pickaxe. I like to keep mementos of my world dotted around the place and have stories and lore marked around as well. And when I eventually die in this world, that lore will be released for the public, including this world as well. So you would be able to run around and find a bunch of stories of the people that live here. Well, quote, live here. It's a single player world. Nobody actually lives here. But this is my little campfire, and just around the entire village you can see custom trees. We have a boat. I ran into a tiki torch. And the main story for Coraco is based on the Papua New Guinean tribe of the Asaro Mudmen. That's a whole story in itself, and if you want to read more about that, you can find a link down in the description. But that's the main inspiration for the stories here, although I didn't have any main inspiration for the builds because I just kind of winged it. But I think a lot of them look really good. I do think that my building has improved over time, and so as far as my builds go, those houses and these houses dotted around this village are probably the worst of all of them, although they're not bad for any means. None of them are really decorated on the interior. I have made the floor into paths for a lot of them just to prevent mob spawning, and done similar things around the entire village. But if we head on out this way, the lovely path, we've got our villager trader in here. Well, our villager breeder, sorry. We've got our villager trade hall down in the mine. Ow. Down this way, here they all are. They're just chilling. And the main reason for that is to get librarians that sell glass. And that will become apparent later in this video, where you will see where I needed a lot of glass. So if I come over past my mine shaft, you can see my pet cemetery. I'm a big Stephen King fan, so I kind of made a reference to that with the spelling, and I have a few pets buried here because although I'm still alive, that doesn't mean that all of my pets are still alive. Not through any fault of my own, but through them trying to protect me. We've got our bee farm in here that is way too efficient for its own good. And we have the output of a creeper farm, which is buried down below the surface. We've got my portal right here, which is actually something I built later on once I started considering moving out. Before then, it was just a random portal built. It was a very boring portal, basically. But I decided to upgrade it and make it a Mayan-inspired temple portal. So we have portals on every single side. This guy's kind of stuck in here. But I might do a bit more decoration in here at some point, actually, because it looks a little bit, you know, plain. But if I come across this bridge that I so wonderfully made and detailed incredibly, we'll find a hole in the bridge. I actually don't know how this got here. I think the bridge might have been struck by lightning at some point, but that was not me. I don't know what happened there. We've got my skeleton farm in here. You can see the spawner down there. Hello! And we have got over here a tree farm that is the Ian X04 design. There is a couple of farms in this world that have his designs because I can't look at this and understand what's going on. Even after watching the video and hearing the explanation, I was still just kind of like, huh? You know, I was very interesting, but it's actually broke a couple times because I'm an idiot who should not be trusted around wiring or TNT. My name is Nuke, and I should not be trusted around explosives. But over here we've got my second village that I built. It is pretty empty as well. Like, none of the houses actually have anything in them, apart from a crafting table. But this is a village that I built as I was wanting to kind of expand my world out, and we've got similar stories in here to the Coraco. This is Bangladesh, kind of named after one of my now close friends who at the time was a big supporter of the channel as I was building this. But up here we have got my viewer monument. Now the viewer monument is a project that I started on Twitch where with a certain amount of channel points you can get a block of your choosing in here or an item in an item frame and become a permanent part of this world, so that after I die and put this up for download, you can come in here and see your block displayed wherever it will be. Down here we actually have my milestones as well for every 1,000 days that we have reached. We've recently reached 3,000 days, which is what I'm making this video for. Crazy! And these are the only 3 cakes I have ever made in this world. I have only ever made 3 cakes, and that's them here. Because, I don't know, what else am I going to use cakes for? So we've got some blocks there ready for 4,000, 5,000, and 6,000 days, respectively. So that about does it for my starter village and, well, adjacent village. So with that, let me fly on over to the portal and start expanding this world for you. I meant to do that. See, the rain knows. Now, in here is my Nether hub with different paths going out in different directions, all color-coded so that I remember which is which, because usually I'm not very organized. So I decided when I started this world to be as organized as I possibly could, so I've got color-coded paths into every direction where everything is. And I'm going to take this in chronological order for the most part, because as I updated Minecraft, there were new features that I wanted to start projects based on. So I'm going to head over in the yellow direction to my Amethyst Kingdom. And while it isn't named yet, I usually leave naming them to when they are finished. And this has been a long project that I've not had the motivation to come back to as of late, but will be something I carry out in future. But if you come in here, you can see my wonderful portal room, which I spent a long time building, actually. I use a gradient of nether bricks, I believe that's crimson, and then mangrove up there to the top where we've got a snow roof and some copper chandeliers. And we've got a funky little pattern on the floor here with lighting as well to make sure that everything is all lit up with some crossing dark oak slab, with some crossing dark oak stripped logs as well, and we've got some lighting underneath the brown carpet. But if I come out this pathway here, you will lead to the Amethyst Kingdom. Now, the Amethyst Kingdom was not really inspired by anything. However, what I did want to do was make a build that was steampunk, but with a twist. So this steampunk build is going to be if Amethyst were the cause for the steampunk. So if steampunk developed through Amethyst technology. And if I jump down here, I was really scared doing that, I'm not gonna lie. You can see all of the fantastic houses that we've got down here. And you can see that there's crystals in all of them. We've got some cogs over there with some... This is Bob. He likes to interrupt. Yes, like that. And over here we've got a similar situation to the monument back in my jungle villages where I have armor stands. We've got the armor stands data pack installed so everybody can get themselves a villager, a citizen of the Amethyst Kingdom. And I'm gonna use my fireworks here, well, I'm gonna use my rockets here to fly through it because there's a lot to show you. But if we fly down this path, you can see that the crystals get smaller and smaller, and that's to kind of reflect the hierarchy and the class structure that I'm going to be implementing into this build. Yeah, I tend to get sidetracked with a lot of complicated story beats. But I liked the subtle detail of doing the crystals with diminishing size as it gets closer and closer to the edge of the city and further away from the nobles and the castle. But in here we've got like the poorest of the poor, so they've all got dripstone floors and they've all got some really shoddy housing, but no proper windows, but they do have fence gates because, you know, everyone needs some kind of way to get natural light in. But you can see that the structures are all kind of degrading at a similar rate, with the foundations or the fences being shown as well. We have an abandoned mineshaft here that I wanted to keep in as much as possible because I really love working with the natural terrain and the natural lay of the land, because it gives me more of a challenge when I'm building. And I'm going to immediately contradict myself by saying I made a custom ravine as well. Now, the custom ravine was actually something I built before I even had a beacon. So I spent a good lot of hours working on this. And it's not done either. There is a lot more to do with this, and I'm hoping that I can get that done in the near future. But for just now, I'm working on other projects. And over in this direction, I'm going to have the path continuing over into what is going to be the farmland for the Amethyst Kingdom. I'd like it to be a self-sustaining settlement while also being able to interact with the other settlements that you will see around this entire world. But with that in mind, I'm going to fly on all the way back up. Oh, am I going to make it? No, I am not. And we are going to move on to the next build. Now, I mentioned that the librarians were selling glass for a big project, or, well, I said a project. And you are about to see what I needed the glass for. And to do that, we have to follow the red trail. Now, everybody has their projects that they want to do in hardcore, and one of the main things that I see time and time again is a biodome. Or big dome, sphere, whatever. Anything circular. And I am unfortunately no different than anyone else, except mine was too big to actually use a schematic for, so I had to use World Edit and Lightmatica to check. So we have got an alien biodome. It's still under construction as well, with skulk lining the bottom and the terrain. In a mushroom biome, I should say it's a mushroom biome that I am terraforming, that way there is no mobs to deal with. And this dome is so monumentous and huge that it took me over a time period of 7 months to finish this. And this was just the starting point for this mega build as well. I still need to get more skulk, and I still need to get everything else I need for this, as well as design some creatures to put in here and a big centerpiece for this as well. However, something that really stands out to me for the fact that, well, not only does it go above where the clouds are, but because of the fact that I had to use World Edit and I used Lightmatica to make sure I was placing all the blocks correctly, I know for a fact that there is 137,469 glass blocks that make up this dome. Yes, that's a lot, and I did not count them myself. You can actually see the point of something over there that I will show you later because we're doing it in chronological order, but that is an ocean monument over there. And I don't know if you can see it on the map as well, but this is the original map where everything was still purple. Be quiet. But I will have a before and an after. This is actually the dirt outline. And the funny thing with this is that I actually had to build it up way above where the island was so that I could make sure that I was getting it right. And then after that, I kind of dropped it down and made sure I was placing it in the right direction as well. It's a radius of about 320 blocks. So, no, it's a diameter of 320 blocks. I'm very smart. I don't know maths, though. But that is all for this build at the moment. I didn't mention my skulk farm, so I'm going to go back and show you that real fast. And while we're going back to show you more farms, I may as well show you the rest of them. So over there is my Froglight farm, over there is my Piglin trading hall, and my gold farm, and where's the other one? There it is. Over there is my Hoglin farm. I do have a Wither Skeleton farm in the works, but that's not done quite yet. Let me go and sleep to get rid of this weather. Now, I mentioned my Skulk farm just a second ago, and this was something that, although I use a lot of different designs for farms, this one was one that I actually designed myself. So here we have got a zombie spawner, and it leads to a water shaft, much like every other, you know, spawner-based farm does. And it leads them over to this drop chute, which drops the zombies onto a dripstone, which is sitting on top of a Skulk catalyst. And here we have actually got a stone generator that when there is a block above this, activates this redstone line, stopping this from creating more stone. And that way I can stand here and do some farming, and I will keep pushing it along. And you can see it kind of working here with the zombies falling on top of it and spreading the Skulk. Now, everything here is kind of covered in hoppers and carpet, and it leads into a sorting system where I can get all my Skulk and anything else that is going to drop from this kind of thing, including Shriekers and Skulk sensors as well. And with the upcoming calibrated Skulk sensors, that's going to be very, very valuable. But I've been using this to collect for the alien biodome, and it is coming along pretty well, even if it isn't the most efficient farm. It is one that I designed myself, and I am really proud of myself for that. It's not something that I can say I do every day. I don't design farms a lot. I do tend to just use the ones that I find online. But that was something I was very, very proud of. So if we head off in the white direction, we will reach my current home. This is by far one of my favorite projects to this day. And I actually am working on another project back there, but that's going to take me a long, long time. But this is my nature palace. This is a build that I kind of did on the fly. No pun intended by the fact that I'm flying right now, by the way. I kind of just winged this one. Again, no flying pun. And it's one that I built over a week-long subathon over on Twitch. This was a very random build for me to decide to do. I think I just decided that I had had enough of living in the jungle village, and I wanted something different, and I wanted a big project that I could carry through the subathon that I was doing. And so I built this palace. This is the main hall, and I am always blown away by this pattern that I've done on the floor with the purple and the yellow glazed terracotta. And here is my storage system. It's not automated because I do tend to like just sitting back, relaxing, and just sorting everything out. And we've got a few other things. We've got a table there with some sugar on it. We've got what is going to be a library when chiseled bookshelves come out. This is my to-do list for 2023 vision board. I have... oh god, there's so much to do in here. I have got an empty room. No idea. I guess maybe a bathroom. Yep, so this is going to be my bathroom, probably. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll build a big toilet. I'm not too sure. We've got a cherry blossom tree with some beehives on it. We've got ballroom hall, I guess. I don't know, maybe. I have a lot of room here, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with all of it. We've got our pets room, and here we have got what is going to be my new villager setup as well, so that we have one closer to home, so I don't have to fly over to the jungle village every time. And we do have other floors as well. I don't believe I've put anything up here yet. Ow. Yeah, there's nothing up in these floors yet for this side. However, if I come up this way, go back down, and through here, we can get to my water elevators. These are water elevators that I'm really, really proud of because I didn't want to make them just out of glass. I wanted them to look as natural as possible while still having a self-contained water elevator, and so I made them out of bamboo. And if we come up to the second floor, here we have my owlery. This is an egg, big egg, and this is Juvius, my wonderful owl buddy. Hi, Juvius. This is Juvius. Say hi to Juvius. Also subscribe to Nukeri on YouTube. Juvius knows what's up. So if you're liking this video, subscribe because it really helps me out, and you know, I could do with your support because you're cool. Did you click it yet? Okay, you're cool now. Awesome, cool. So this is my owlery. There's not been any sounds coming from inside egg yet, but I sometimes come and sit on top because I've got wings as well, and I just like to keep the egg warm, so I'm just... There you go, Juvius. You're welcome. And if we go up another floor, we can actually reach my bedroom. So this is my bedroom here. We've got some bees in here. I don't know if they're all about at the moment, but we've got 3 bees living in here. This is Ziggy. We also have Zaggy and Zigzaggy. I'm very creative with my names. Oh, wait, I can't sleep because it's not nighttime. Maybe I want to go for a day nap. Did you ever consider that? Minecraft. We press the button to get down this other chute. That just leads down to here. Now, if I come back out front, sure, you probably noticed a big little guy outside front. That's right, it is a bee with a cowboy hat. No, I'm just kidding. It's the giant monument to my very first pet in this world, and you can actually see the full story of that over in my 1 year of hardcore video. And basically, this is Red. He died on the first night, and I have never forgotten him or gotten rid of his remains. Here they are. Ta-da! Anyway, moment of silence for Red, because I probably wouldn't be alive in this world if it wasn't for Red. So thank you, Red. You're cool. I miss you. Now, if we check over the side here, we can actually see a rose garden. And if we head on over back this way, we can get to the path that leads down. I'll just fly and skip it. But the path leads down this way to this area down here with another bee. This one with a mustache. It's a bad view. And we can actually get to my Technoblade Memorial. Now, I've had this world a long, long time. And the news of Technoplasting actually came out while I was in this world. And so as a result, I made a little sign saying he won because he never loses. And out here we made a little crown and just a little memorial to him. Because, yeah, he is one of the main inspirations for me wanting to start content creation and streaming and doing YouTube videos as well. So a big shout out to the most famous pig on earth. Yeah. So on that note, I'm going to move on over to the next bit. I don't want to be on a bit of a sad note for too long, although obviously that is some sad moments. But if I come over here, I usually have a boat, but it's in the shop. We actually have Nectar Fall. Now I named this kind of based on the fact that there's butterflies flying around. Oh, we've also got a couple of pacified pillagers in here as well. This is Branagadea. And yeah, that's you. And the weird story with this is that I originally wanted to call her Brenda, but I started to panic while I typed it and just started misspelling stuff. And so I just decided to go with it, and we ended up with Branagadea. And I did a few things that's similar on the same day as well. We've got some more houses around here. We've got another villager in here. This is Keith. Got a couple more farms. One of every kind. With the carrots and the potatoes. That's definitely what they are. Just don't look too much into it. And I got a cute little bridge off into the wilderness over here. Now I have other plans for around this area with a kingdom all the way around it. But that's following that route around, and that's for another time. But the other thing that I will show you, and this is kind of breaking the chronological order and the timeline of my world a little bit, but over here I have actually been working on an entire biome. So I am currently in the process of terraforming this entire area to look similar to this with the cliff faces and all that. And I'm going to fly up here to show you, assuming that my elytra's fine. It is. Because I am currently planting an entire biome's worth of wheat. with the red squares being where I am going to be putting in some windmills. And I am about halfway there. And I can already tell that it's going to look absolutely fantastic. But that's just planting the wheat. I also need to finish terraforming all the way around the side as well. And you can kind of see where I've started doing that and taking it down. Just trimming away the sides to make it look more like cliff faces. That work pretty well for it. This build I actually did all the way back in May of 2022. So it was a long time ago that I did this one. And there is still a few more builds to see. So let's head on out the side door here. And let's carry on this tour. Oh, this is also Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de la Rosa Ramirez II. There may be a reason why he is the second one, but we're not going to go into the details because it's too painful. Basically, I had a wandering trader named Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de la Rosa Ramirez I, and he was a wandering trader. So I didn't think he was going to despawn while he was in the Nether because that kind of was, you know, not the case with having a daylight cycle. And one day I came through the Nether portal on my stream to say hi to him, and he just disappears in front of me. He waited until I was here to just disappear. So that was kind of rude. And then I had a raid party come to my village, well, to my nature palace, and I decided I'm just going to leave them be. And they eventually despawned. And the next time I went through the portal, Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de la Rosa Ramirez II was there. So I put him in a boat and I just kind of rode around the Nether with him for a while until his crossbow broke. And then I name tagged him. But anyway, that's the story of him. Now let's head on over to the orange path, where I have been working, well, where I worked on a Christmas village. And I'm sure you can probably tell because of the candy canes. But this is going to be Ginger Drop Village. And I hope you guys love it as much as I do. Welcome to Ginger Drop Village. Now, similar to my nature palace, this was actually a project that I did on a marathon stream over on Twitch. I tend to do a lot of marathon streams, 12-hour streams at the moment. And I really just get into it. I really just spend a lot of time building and enjoying the process while talking with my chat. But we've got the town hall here and we've got a manor over there. And if I come in here, Susie is the professional assistant's assistant, and you can tell that she's real because she wrote her name in the side of the chair. Back here we've got the vault of gumdrops and amethyst, and I wonder if the amethyst has anything to do with the Amethyst Kingdom. Interesting. It's not like I'm writing lore or anything for my world. But up here we've got the mayor's chair. It's not a very furnished office, but if there's any panicking or anything like that that's going on, you can just ring a bell. It's really loud, so everyone's bound to hear it. Okay, you can stop that now, though. Oh, okay. But this, I actually farmed all of the snow myself. I have a snowman back in my nature palace somewhere, and this was just something I worked on over the course of the end of 2022. And I even made a little sign to commemorate it as well. So this sign commemorates the last stream of 2022. Thank you guys for being here for the year and the build. Here's an amazing 2023. Nuke. That's me. I'm Nuke. And I decided to make this portal kind of in the style of if it was the Grinch's house. So I have it as a lime green sign saying keep out, and then back here we've got lime green wool as well. But that was just a stupid little thing that I really liked the idea of doing for a Christmas build. This portal here leads to a squid farm. It's not very exciting to see, it's just a squid farm with the entire river cleared out from aside from it. Over here we have got my end portal, and over here we have got my mangrove swamp. So I'm going to go to the mangrove swamp first since it's further away, and then I'll fly back and show you where the end portal is. Because although there's not much there, I do still want to show you it, because lots of world tour. Because what's a world tour without seeing everything in it? Now here is my mangrove swamp. I flew out to find this once the wild update came out with the mangrove swamp and the frogs and stuff, because I needed frogs and I also wanted to work on a build in the mangrove swamp. Nice and easy, right? Well, in theory, yes. Mangroves are the biggest pain in the butt to chop down. I tell you, they are the worst tree ever to farm. But I also decided to make a witch hut. Now, you can see it's very clearly not that much right now, and that's because I kind of lost inspiration for the project very quickly after having to clear out so much area for it. But I'm hoping to come back to this project soon. If not, then we'll see. But that's what I did there, and it's all right. I had an idea for it, but you know, there's not much there, so there's not much to tell. So let's go and see the end portal, because everybody has projects for the Nether and the End, and I'm no different. My Nether project is going to be a cyberpunk city that kind of spans the entirety of my portals. And my End project, I don't know why this spawns here. We've got a copper farm by ANXO4 over there as well. By the way, I also broke it. So that's all fine. But over here is my End portal. And you can see that I have dug down a big circle here, because my plan for this is to make it into a missile silo. And I would like to have it so that there is a missile pointing straight down into this portal. Because my End project, everyone with a hardcore world eventually has an End project, is to destroy the entire End. And no, I don't mean that literally. I mean I'm going to terraform this entire place into a nuclear wasteland, complete with nuclear explosion centerpiece here where the portal is. And I am really, really excited to get that done. Although I do have my other projects first, and I'd like to carry on doing them before I do jump into doing that. I do need to finish off all of the other dragon fights as well, so I have more gateways. But let me jump in here and head back to my nature palace. Oh, well, close enough. And there is only one more thing to show you before I finish off this world tour. And once I do that, I'd love for you to leave a comment letting me know I forgot to show you this. Never mind, there's two more things. Under here is my industrial district with a wool farm, with a bamboo farm, with a kelp farm, with a cactus farm, with a sugarcane farm, with a two block tall flower farm. That's a difficult one to say. We've got a moss farm, and then we've got some seeds and, well, and warped fungus and crimson fungus if I need to. I can just replace the grass with either nylium. And that about covers it. We've got a very, very inefficient villager breeder over there. So it's basically just a carrot farm right now. Anyway, back to what I was saying about only having one more thing to do and show you. I only have one more thing to do and show you now. Ignore them. And it actually takes me back over towards the dome. You guys probably saw it earlier. But I did point out the little ocean monument part there. But this is going to be my ocean monument build. And it is a build I am incredibly, incredibly proud of. So just you wait until you see it. Now this is my ocean monument. And is possibly one of the craziest builds that I have done while not having a single clue where it was going. This was another build I did that was completely winged. I had absolutely no idea where I was going with this. So I cleared out the entire area. The original plan for this was to just make a guardian farm so I can get dark prismarine. I made the squid farm around the same time. And I did make a guardian farm. It's there. It's the centerpiece of the build. But then I realized that it just looked like a blocky cube. So I decided, hey, let's build up a little. And then I decided, hey, let's build a trident on top. And then I decided, hey, let's make it shoot lightning. And then I said, hey, let's make it functional and have lightning rods on top so that whenever it's thundering and lightning, yep, that sounds right, then lightning strikes the lightning. Because that makes sense. And then I decided, hey, let's clear out some more area and drain it more. And then I decided, after I'd done all that, hey, let's make myself this real pain in the butt and actually make some triangles in here as well so that it's a nice and unique shape. So now I have a star ocean biome, ocean monument biome thing down at the bottom. And then I decided, once I had done all of that, I decided, hey, what if I built kelp bridges all the way around and included some housing on the bottom that looks like coral, even though it kind of looks bad right now, so I'm going to try and redesign that at some point. So that's pretty much all of it, and you can see the dome over there. But yeah, this was something I decided to do. A lot of it looks a heck of a lot better with shaders, which is how I usually play on stream. But I decided, for the simplicity of putting it on YouTube and making sure that I wasn't lagging while I was doing it, was to just play without shaders. But I will show you guys it with shaders now. Now, you cannot tell me that this is not one of the best looking ocean monuments that you have ever seen. We've got our wonderful sea pickles down there as well. And our trident, oh, if I don't fall into the water again, is lit up and looks absolutely fantastic. And again, I cannot stress enough how I just built this randomly. I just hyperfixated on the ocean monument for about a week. And this was the result. Like, who does this? Who does this? I'll tell you who. Me. I do this. And with that admission that I basically don't have a life, I think that about covers the entire world as it is on day 3146. Now, if you liked this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to join me over on Twitch for playing this world live, then the link is going to be in my bio, or you can go and search into Twitch Nukeri. Now, I would love to meet some of you guys, but if you are busy, then, well, cancel your plans. Come join my stream. And we will be carrying on some amazing builds and creating some more fantastic projects and memories. But until then, I will see you in the next video. Bye!